is Miss van der Walt, but my scholars call me Miss V, and I will be your teacher for the day. Let's get started. The focus for today's lesson would be word level work, and the skills that we are going to focus on are the following. Scholars will be able to describe what an adjective is and give examples. Scholars will be able to describe what a verb is and differentiate between types of verbs with examples like main verbs, regular verbs, transitive verbs, and intransitive verbs. Let's start. So our first section we are going to do is adjectives. Let us quickly revise and recap. What is an adjective? An adjective is a word that describes a noun or a pronoun. Here are a few examples of adjectives. Adjectives can describe people, objects, good feelings, bad feelings, size, and time. And here are many, many words that you can have a look at and that you can use in your powerful sentences. Then we are going to look at a few examples in sentences. The first sentence is, "It was an amazing movie." What kind of movie was it? Amazing. It is describing the noun, which is the movie. Number 2, the stationary truck was blocking the road. Which truck? It is a stationary truck, meaning it is standing still, and truck is the noun. So the adjective stationary is describing the noun, which is the truck. And then number 3, his speech was long and boring. Speech is the noun in this sentence, so long and boring are the adjectives. Let's practice. Add a powerful verb into the gap to describe the noun. Use a word from the word bank below to help you. Number 1. The earthquake shook the ground. Can it be an exquisite, marvelous, delightful, terrified, magnificent, distraught, menacing, or appalled earthquake? If you're unsure, I would usually say I would take every word and I would put it into this sentence and see if it makes sense. The exquisite earthquake. That sounds like a powerful sentence, so I'm going to add it in there as my adjective. So the sentence goes, the exquisite earthquake shook the ground. Number 2, the people were when the building shook. Now think about how you would feel if a building was shaking because of an earthquake. I think the people were terrified. So I'm going to put terrified into my sentence. And then the sentence will go. The people were terrified when the building shook. I think that is a great sentence. Number 3, the island lay in the middle of the ocean. Can we say the marvelous or the magnificent island? I think we are going to use the magnificent island lay in the middle of the ocean. So number 4 and 5, I'm going to leave open for you. So I want you to try yourself and use two of these words in the word bank to fill or complete these sentences and to make them powerful and describing the nouns with adjectives. So you can pause the video here and then you can try these two by yourself. Now we are going to start with the second part of our lesson, which is about verbs. Let's recap. What is a verb? A verb is an action or a state of being in a sentence, meaning it is a doing word. I have a little hint for you. So what I usually do To remind myself if a word is a verb in a sentence, I do the following. When you ask the question, can I, and the answer is yes, then it is a verb. For example, can I swim? Yes, it is a verb. Can I jump? Yes, it is a verb. Can I cry? Yes, I can. So that is a verb. Can I table? No. So that can't be a verb. So here is a list of verbs that I am going to show you. So we can have verbs meaning actions in movement through our voice, objects, emotions, our senses, and thoughts. So here is a very beautiful long list for you that you can run through and try and use them in different types of sentences. Now we are going to look at different types of verbs. The first one is called the main verb. This term refers to the important verb in the sentence, the one that typically shows the action or the state of being of the subject. Main verbs can stand alone or they can be used with a helping or an auxiliary verb. For example, I'm driving to the beach. The word am is the helping or auxiliary verb, but the word driving is the main verb of the sentence. Next, we have a regular verb. This is a verb that can be changed into the past tense by adding a d or an ed. For example, I showed her my new game. In present tense, it would be show, but in past tense, it is showed, meaning we added an ed for past tense. Next, we have an irregular verb. This is a verb that cannot be changed to the past tense by adding a d or an ed. For example, I forgot to bring my sports kit. In present tense, the verb would be forget. In past tense, it changes to forgot. We cannot say we forgetted to bring my sports kit. That's why this is an irregular verb. Next, we have a transitive verb. So, a simple sentence is constructed with a subject, a verb, and an object. Transitive verbs take a direct object, while intransitive verbs do not. Transitive verbs require direct objects to receive their action, meaning there should be an object in the sentence for the verb to have their action played onto the object. For example, they attended the party. Attended is the verb, the party is the object. Jenny fed the cat. Fed is the verb, the cat is the object. Fred loves cake. Loves is the verb, cake is the object. Lastly, we have the intransitive verb. Intransitive verbs do not take a direct object, however, can express action without a direct object. As a result, they can end a sentence without the sentence sounding complete. For example, the dog barked loudly. There is no object in this sentence. John laughed. Once again, no object. And lastly, the key disappeared. No object in this sentence. Now we are going to practice. Number one, highlight the main verbs in the sentence. I did empty the trash. Empty is the main verb, however, did is our helping verb. I had seen the movie before. Had is our helping verb, but seen is our main verb. And then lastly, he assisted me with my homework. Assisted is my main verb. Number two, tick whether the verb is a regular verb or an irregular verb. Number one, he watched movies throughout the whole lockdown. Watched is a regular verb because in the past tense it ends with an ed or a d. The teacher taught the scholars through an online platform. Taught is a irregular verb because in past tense we do not add an ed or a d. And the last one, she wished that she could go back to school. In present tense, it would be wish. So in past tense, we added ed, meaning it is a regular verb. Number 3, tick whether the verb is a transitive verb or intransitive verb. Remember, a transitive verb is only a transitive verb when it has an object in the sentence to do the action to. Intransitive, there is no object in the sentence. Kathy carried the grocery bag. There is an object in this sentence, so it is a transitive verb. The wind blew violently. There is no object in this sentence, so it is a intransitive verb. And lastly, the horse galloped briskly through the field. There is an object in this sentence, so this is a transitive verb. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please complete the Google form to check for understanding, and I really hope you enjoyed today's lesson. See you soon. Goodbye.